George Washington Carver, who was a great man of his race, did some marvelous things. He took a sweet potato and he made 150 commercial uses out of it. It was he who said that if you can write a better book, preach a better sermon, or even make a better mouse trap, you can build your house in the woods and the world will be the path to your door. And he demonstrated it. He took a peanut, what we used to call a little East Texas goober, and made 300 commercial uses out of it. If he's living now, he'd probably be vice president with Mr. Carter. By that time, the world had beat a trail to his door. Mr. Carver sat there with his black face, looked with his confidence and dignity in the face of these important men that came to see him. And they said, Mr. Carver, we're concerned about what you found out and what you've learned, and we'd like to know the secret of it. He picked up an old black back book, same one I got in my hand, like it. The men looked at each other and looked at him with a puzzled look, and they said, we've read through that book, but we've never found anything about the sweet potato and the peanut. With a twinkle in his revealing eye, he said, that's right, gentlemen. But he said, when I read that book, I met the one who made both of them, and he told me what to do with them. This is the book that makes great men, great homes, and a great nation. It's been voted out of the school, kicked out of the home, and misused in the church. But look at the shape we're in tonight. I give you some clippings of one day in the mail. I do not take a paper. This article says clothing will become optional at apartment site. That's Austin, Texas. Won't have to have any clothes to live there. They live worse than dogs. I call them immoral rats, roaches and leeches on society. Here's an article that said drinking damages the brain permanently. Most of us have known that all the time. Some sad things happen. Violence, near tragedy, mar youth's booze, pill party, slicing wrists, fighting, going to the hospital, taking what they call a legend drug. Stacy Home, given conditional 90-day license. For 4 decades, they've operated a home for people that are retarded. Among the other improvements the home will have to make to meet minimum child care standards are approved and posted menus, fire drills scheduled in conjunction with the fire department, training program planned for each resident, changes in personnel. That means the state picks them out. That's what they've been trying to do to us. We pick our own personnel with the help of the Lord. 4 decades of service. Notice this. While praising Mrs. Smith's devotion to handicapped children during a time when there were few public facilities for the retarded. Mr. Parham also said, love is not enough. Most people don't know what love is. Here's the testimony of a girl that came in the mail. Once I was an innocent, beautiful, virtuous, religious, ambitious girl. I went to school and had lofty ideals of doing things in life. I hope someday to have a good husband and a happy home. I love my church. I believe my Bible. I went to Sunday school, inspired to help the needy. I was much loved and admired by my friends. Then, from some whom I thought to be my friends too, I caught the repeal fever. I bobbed my hair, rolled my stockings, cut off my skirts, penciled my fingernails. I was made to believe that my happiness depended on being smart, that only popularity, pleasure, and a sport life were ideal. Was told that everybody was doing it. After hearing the cigarette advertisements over the radio, seeing them in magazines and on the billboards, and watching my so-called friends indulging, I was influenced to smoke. Got a great kick out of sitting in public places, puffing smoke in others' faces. Having lost my desire to go to church or to be with church folks, I went with the crowds to the dance halls, roadhouses, beer gardens, cocktail rooms. I soon became brazen enough to call for a drink at the bar. I learned to gamble, played the races, had many late-hour dates. Now, I've had my fling, have been a modern girl, have had my personal liberty. My virtue's gone, my religion is gone, my old-time good friends are gone, my beauty is gone, my pride and holy ideals are gone. Here I am, an ugly, bleary-eyed, blotched-faced, cigarette-smoking, half-crazed, drunken sot. I've repealed everything that was good, noble, refined, beautiful, moral, and spiritual in my life. The few friends I have left are as miserable as I. My body's diseased, my heart's broken, my noble ideals are crushed, my motherly instincts are dead, my good family name is disgraced, my character's ruined, my ambition is gone, my past is evil, my present is hell, my future's dark. Here I am, nothing but just a poor, lost 17-year-old girl. Compromise. Too many things to say to get them all in. Dear Ann, first it was pot, then pills, next a needle. What do you say when your mother asks you where you've been till 3 a.m.? Do you tell her you've been in the cemetery waiting for your supplier to show up? When he doesn't, you have to hit the bottle to kill the pain and go to school 5 hours later, bombed out of your gourd. What do you say when the girls in gym class ask about the needle marks on your arms? Have you ever gotten the cold sweats in history class and prayed to God no one notices? Half an hour before the softball game, you go up a couple of downers to help you get through it. It works pretty good. No one suspects a thing, or so it seems. When you have no good veins left, you try a place you've heard about. So you lift your tongue, jam the needle in, but you miss. So you pull it out and keep trying till you get hold of one. Do you know how it feels to want to die, but not have the guts to kill yourself? I am 17 years old. You say, Brother Roloff, what's the problem? Nude therapy held at church. That's hell's therapy. Let the pulpit get straight. You people get out a bunch of your dead churches and wake up and start living the gospel. A self-declared lesbian is to be ordained into the Episcopal priesthood Monday, New York City. She thinks opposition to ordination of women as Episcopal priest is so strong that my being gay, if it comes up, will be a sort of a footnote. But I'm glad that the Episcopalians in Corpus Christi registered their vote. This is what they said. They voted unanimously to publicly express its unalterable opposition to the ordination of confessed, unrepentant, and practicing homosexuals and lesbians. How far are we going? All this is in one day's mail clippings. 15